We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining real estate investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today, Jill and I talk about undoing preconceived real estate habits and notions.
So this makes me think of this clubhouse talk, this room I was in earlier today. It was a real estate group, and it was kind of multifamily, apartments and things like that they were talking about. So the conversation part of the way through, like halfway through, shifted to not talking about that at all, like the nuts and bolts, but talking about the mindset of a person coming into this environment. And it was so interesting to me because, it's that part doesn't change. And the whole point of what this person was saying was, why do you not trust someone who has experience? Usually a mentor doesn't say, hey, you want me to mentor you? Usually you go to them and say, will you please mentor me? And you're doing that because you recognize that they have experience and they've made a lot of mistakes. And by not trusting them, and hold on a moment, this all relates. Trusting their experience and their way of doing things and getting out of your own head is nuts, because that mentor is going to probably shave years off your learning curve. So that's what this whole topic is for me today. And I really want to, dive into this, that why people have a hard time dropping their habits and things when someone's right there saying, I've got 16,000 reasons why I do it this way.
What you're saying specifically in this topic absolutely baffles me.
Right.
And Jill and I talk about this often. Not often, once a week, usually when we're prepping for a show like this, or when something strange happens in the Land Academy group, or there's a slew of questions in Discord, or when we have the opportunity in a real positive way to get immediate and direct feedback, audio and video feedback on career path. And we're in the middle of career path right now. So we're on module 5 of 10. And it's just shocking to me that how, I don't know if it's generational. I don't know what it is, but it just shocks me that people's minds we're saying the same thing, just aren't open to listening to somebody that's got decades of experience. They've been fighting it.
Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about it.
This is the start of the show.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And please don't forget to subscribe on the Land Academy YouTube channel and comment on the shows you like.
Sarah.
Oh, by the way, if you don't like this, which I completely understand, don't subscribe. We take pride.
Please subscribe or not subscribe, however you see fit. And if you need to hit the off button, we understand.
Our subscribers, we take pride in the fact that our subscribers are into it.
Yeah.
And we actually, when we communicate with our subscribers, not just on YouTube, everywhere, they respond really well.
There we go. Sarah wrote, I have someone who wants to sell a property with some liens on it, but she doesn't know how much they are. Oh, I can relate to that. Who does know exactly?
This is a perfect question for you.
Could you imagine, I know exactly what I owe. Really? Okay. With the resources that we have here, is there a way to check for liens? I've only closed for attorneys, so I don't know how to do my own title search.
Well, you just answered your question.
Yep.
No. Is there a super easy, 100% specific way to check on liens for properties that are up to the minute? No. There's all kinds of ways that in the tools that we provide with Title Pro, and you can get there. You can find out if there's liens on a property pretty quickly.
You have a lot of the tools to do a lot of the work, but I have to point out something funny, Sarah, here, because what he says is true, and here's how you know it. Read any title insurance policy. If you go through and read what an attorney, and escrow get when they do title insurance, and you really read those documents, they will say in there, we only insure and stand behind the liens and the things that we found. Anything we can't find, we don't guarantee.
That defies logic and the very concept of insurance.
Like, wait a minute. So I'm paying for title insurance for only the 4 things you found. There could be 2 more you didn't find. Yep, that's correct.
So why are they motivated to list what's in there? They're not.
Exactly. It is kind of funny.
Don't get me started on title
I know. I don't want to go there. But my point is, I want to say, people go, well, wait a minute. What do you mean? That's what title insurance is. That's the guarantee.
No.
Kind of, but not. It's not perfect. So if you really want to have a good giggle one day, read your next title insurance policy. You're going to be like, what?
If you're young and you're looking to be a billionaire and you have a lot of energy and patience and you're a smart person, start down the path of not an escrow company, a title plant company that feeds title plant information to escrow. It's a perfect time to do that in your life, in the world.
When you don't have any other big assets.
All this information. Actually, I'm doing a presentation later today on the state of real estate information and how amazing it is right now.
Right.
Can you imagine just doing a title policy, do about 20 seconds of work, issue a $500 title policy on every single deal that closes?
Right.
Billions of dollars.
A lot of it too, Sarah. I'm assuming you're in Land Academy. If you are, you have access to data tree and those other things. When you go into the advanced search area, you can find a lot of this stuff. You can find out mortgage documents. You can look at the mortgage documents. It's really interesting. So you can get a cursory look at it when you, even in neighborscoop.com, sometimes on the left-hand side, when you scroll down, you'll see if there's a mortgage that was associated with the property. It's usually like one big thing, like a mortgage will be on NeighborScoop. So that clues you in right there. But then you can go into the other ways and you can do a deeper dive. And I've used that information and it never really saves me money, but I always try to help out my title company when I uncover that. I kind of say, here's what I already found to get you going.
I mean, the reason I chose your question, and it's a very good one, is that at the end you said, I've only ever closed through attorneys, so I don't know how to do my own title search. Well, attorneys largely are easier to work with than title agents. And if this is in a state where you've already worked with an attorney, you're a 5-second phone call away from saying, hey, can you check this liens out on this property? We're trying to put a deal together and I need it. They probably won't even charge you.
That's true. And or, hey, give me a break on the rate. I know we just paid $1,100. What's the rate I can get? I got 3 more I'm going to throw at you.
Used to be forever. And I'll close the topic on this. Forever. It used to be that title companies and lawyers had access to the tools that regular people don't have access to, or they speak the language at the county, specifically with title plant companies, spoke the language at the county to the point where they could walk in and get records and pull deeds, and they're smart enough to just know what they're looking at. It's all a matter of public information. If you've ever walked into a county clerk's office and you see 4 or 5 or 8 people horsing around and having fun on a big conference room table over there, and they're laughing with each other, those are title people that work for title companies. They're and they're not all from one company. They all know each other because they work together doing title research for escrow agents to close mostly house deals. And so that's all it is. It's just research. Now it's all online. And literally we are about to have, as just people walking around the planet like Jill and I or you, access to all this information for a very small amount of money. For the last several years, it's been a race for the 4 or 5 title companies in the country to get this stuff digitized and sell it.
Thank you,
Great
sir.
time to be in real estate. Lawyers have had exclusive access to a product called LexisNexis, which you now can get if you know what you're doing.
Thank you, sir. That sounds like ranty? What was that a promotion for?
Was it too ranty?
I don't know.
No, I'm not selling anything.
That was a dad speech.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
That's all right. It's too late now.
Why don't you stop me?
We all got the dads. I was trying, but it wasn't. Do you know what?
There's my version of Jill.
It wasn't an appropriate time to interrupt.
This is what Jill would do. Jill would watch me going headlong into a wall, running. And there's a wall right there. And I'm smiling, saying, Jill, look at me, look at me. And she'll wait until I smash into the wall and say, yep, I knew you were going to smash into the wall.
Well, you know
I just want, for my personal enjoyment, I want to see you fail.
I just didn't. Honestly, I was looking for a break in the topic and there was no pause for breath. So I just had to let you go.
You know why? Because I'm excited.
I know.
I'm excited that we're going to have access to all this data.
Do you know what? See, back to your wall scenario, you were already at 55 miles an hour, head down, full motion. If I stopped you in that, it would have been worse than letting you just hit the wall.
All right. Today's topic, undoing preconceived real estate habits and notions. This is the meat of the show. People come to Land Academy from all corners of the real estate environment. Some are recovering real estate agents. Some are people that just want to make a bunch of money. Some are recovering stock people, day traders. A lot of former business owners where they've sold their companies and now they want to do something that they can make a ton of money at that's not as complicated.
Some are retired and had other full-on careers. And some
are just brand spanking new.
Yeah.
But everyone has come to us with these preconceived real estate notions. Like all of us watched our parents either rent forever or buy and sell a house, or we have a friend who's a real estate agent who's successful or not successful.
Or just somebody on social media they follow, they think that that's the way.
So we accumulate all this information and almost all of it's wrong.
Well, okay. I don't think almost all of it, but almost there's a lot. Okay.
Here's what's right. Here's what they do come to us, which is correct. You can buy a piece of property and sell it for more. How you do that is all over the map.
Right. My point today is, I get it. It's hard. So based on what you just said, I believe, it's true. We all have some view of how's that guy over there making a bunch of money? And he says, I just do this, this, and this. Well, there's always more to it, first of all. And you may not be picking up on the right stuff too, by the way. You take that, unless I really sit down and show you and spend the time and put it into it, you might be assuming incorrectly. So, like I said, I get it. However you learned how to do fill in the blank, and you have somebody else that says there's a better way. It's hard sometimes to change gears and change your mindset and be open to it. I want our best Land Academy members are the ones that come to us that either have an open mind, A, or B, they don't know much about it because they're sponges. You need to be a sponge. And my second end point for today is, why would you not trust someone who has so much experience and decades, has thousands and thousands more deals done than you have?
Because you have a personality disorder.
Well, I'm getting there. And then B, years and years of experience, because all you're going to do, then otherwise I'd say, why even bother?
That's what I think.
Because you're either going to use that person and they're going to shave years off your learning curve.
Absolutely agree.
And that was the thing that was the comment the guy made today that I couldn't unmute fast enough. It wasn't like I wasn't able, then I had to go. I was going to jump in and chime in and say, thank you for saying that. I hope you all heard that in this room. Mentors are going to shave years off your learning curve if you let them.
If you choose the right ones.
Right. You choose the right ones and you let them and you listen. So you have to vet them.
Yep.
That's the thing too. That's not what this is about today, but you got to vet your mentors. Make sure they have the experience. Make sure they're doing what you want to do. Make sure you connect with them and you understand them. And once you get past that stuff, you're like, all right, now I did all my research. I talked to people in the community. I got my head around how it goes, sort of. Now I need to be a sponge. I need to take all this stuff in my head, push it aside, no matter what they say and how that, and be ready for it. You got to know you're going to go, what the heck? You want me to do what? You need to be able to be a sponge and go, all right, it doesn't make sense, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to trust because I've got 500 or however many people that just said, yeah, I did it.
You just nailed it. It's trust.
Yeah.
You either trust the environment or and the credibility and the delivery of the people that you're trying to learn from, or you don't. I mean, we can all relate to this from school.
Yeah.
There's some teachers that you just got along smashingly with, and there are teachers that really want you to succeed. There are some people in the education profession that get up in the morning and they're there to make sure that, especially in high school,
make kids smarter and push you forward,
and make sure that their college applications are correct, and hey, this school might be good. Take a personal interest in
it's true
success, their student success. I'd like to think Jill and I do that. So it's hard to teach somebody.
We're here for the right reasons.
It's very hard to teach somebody who's doesn't want to be taught. And I learned this as when our kids were little, as a soccer coach, when the kids are 10 years old. There's kids who are coachable, and then there's kids that will never be coachable. And it has nothing to do with being, I just think you're born that way. You either show up for stuff or you don't.
It's funny. I coached little soccer when they were really, really little. Before they're like, all right, now you're becoming a boy here. Like, I'm not, now you need more than just mom out on the field. But when they're really little, like kindergarten, first grade, second grade, I did it and it was a blast. And I'm just thinking right now, there was a little girl named Grace, little Gracie. And my only goal with her was to keep her on the field because she would chase every butterfly that came along. And I'm like, that might be her personality. She might still be in life.
I guarantee
She's probably in life. Dear Gracie, chasing butterflies. And who knows what she's doing.
Think about our kids. They're exactly how they were when they're 1 day old.
Yeah.
We think we can parent these kids and help them and raise them. But the fact is 90% of it's already set in motion when they're here. Actually,
my second thing was keep her on her feet. She would sit down or she'd be off the field. It was one of the two. Oh God, it was the greatest thing. I'll never forget my first year. I'll stop. But when I sat down and I came into this like I'm teaching FIFA.
Oh, you did with books and clipboard and everything?
I came at this with diagrams.
That's
and
hilarious,
I'm like trying to teach kindergartners.
Oh my gosh.
Forward,
back. It's just exercise at that point.
The positions.
You just tire them out and put them to
you're
bed.
the striker. And they're like, what the heck is that? They're like,
did you really?
I did. I started out like that. And I quickly realized this is not going to work. It was funny.
All right, back to the topic so we can close this out. Here's a bunch of things that are pure fiction in real estate.
Right.
You can't make money with land. If I have a nickel.
You can. What you're saying?
Can't. If I had a nickel every time
someone
said that.
Oh.
Just give me a second here.
Well,
okay?
you set it up like you mean this is someone's wrong notion.
Here, let me try to do it so Jill's satisfied.
Thank you. I didn't understand.
The listeners know, but we're going to satisfy Jill here.
Thank you very much.
Here's a list of several things that are pure fiction.
Okay.
That I've heard throughout and we still are dealing with Land Academy members who are frustrated. Mm-hmm. They're frustrated because they're not listening to us. They're bringing in all this other stuff, a lot of times from other land education environments. If I had a nickel for every time I heard someone say, you can't make money on land, it doesn't fit the bill. Regular real estate people want two things. They want cash flow and they want a self-building balance sheet. So the property goes up in value while I'm leasing it out. All I had to do was buy it and rent it. And that everybody comes to that with us and that is not our business model. Our business model is more data-driven than that and less real estate, more data. Send out a ton of offers, buy property that's under value and just resell it over and over and over again. In a direct correlation to how much mail you send out and how many deals you do and process those deals. It's incredibly simple. We say that statement over and over again, and I can say that to 4 people sitting in front of me. And the first person, the right person who understands data and who's listening and who has probably listened all throughout school is going to say, tell me more. How do we do this? This is very intriguing. Person number 2 is going to say, well, I have 3 rental houses. How does that? I don't understand that. Number 3, they don't understand any of this at all. And they've chosen down this path for whatever reason, and I'm not sure. They usually don't make it. And the 4th person, which is a mess. And I constantly ask our team who vets the people that join Land Academy is like a narcissist, where they're there to disrupt they have no real intention at all of buying and selling land. Their intention is to disrupt everything and question everything. And, they're the person in the class that sits in the back and just causes problems.
Did you have more examples, or is it just had one big one?
Examples about real estate? I mean, the hardest one to undo, it's actually usually it's not possible, is a real estate mentality where they're representing somebody in a transaction and taking money when it's done. They have no real risk in it. Mm-hmm. So they have 10 of these deals going on. 5 of them close, they get a fee, and then they keep moving on. They get a new hair color and maybe a later model sedan, and then just move on. Instead of actually having a vested interest in the deal like an investor or a dealer.
Got it.
That's really, really hard to undo because I think people are wired that way.
If you need access to any sort of ownership or property details, including owner phone numbers and FEMA flood map overlays, please check out parcelfact.com or neighborscoop.com. Created by investors, that's us, for investors like you. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show.
Tomorrow, the episode on the Land Academy Show is called Buyer Management, how you manage your buyers in this hot market. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. Turned it into a little bit of a rant there.
That's okay. I understand. Hey, and thanks for tuning in. We hope you find our content valuable, and we do appreciate your support. If you haven't already, of course, check out that YouTube channel and hit our subscribe button.
We are Steve and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you found our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.